Well, good morning once again. Thanks for joining us. This is Newspaper Review. I am Moses Humphrey, and I have joining me Dele Fanimo, who is a reporter and the public affairs commentator, also VOP in-house analyst. Thank you very much for joining the conversation. Good to have you. Well, we also have joining us virtually Frank Ayala, who is also a public affairs commentator. Well, we understand that he will join the conversation in the course of time. But so let's dive into it most definitely. Let's start off with the Guardian newspaper, your baby.
My baby, yes.
Well, these are the headlines here. The window headlines: allow Tinubu to complete second term. Ohaneze tells Obi. Lagos food economy hits 16.14 trillion naira from 6.5 trillion naira yearly, says Sanwo-Olu. 2027, Amechi rally supporters against election rigging in Rivers. And then we have the banner headline: 43% spike in tax revenue spurs hope for fiscal recovery, deficit cuts. And also, port inefficiencies, corruption spike inflation, logistics cost by 40%. Nigeria targets 100% local crude refining. We also have police bust arms syndicate linked to Benue killings. I'm vindicated, says Onosonya, as court strikes out loan controversy case. Tinubu APC leaders converge on Villa as NEC tackles crucial issues. And BRICS alignment, tariff hike worsening Nigeria's economy. LTCI laments. All right, so let's start off with what the Ohaneze is saying. Let's see if there is a rider to that story. Yes, of course, there are riders to that story. Allow Tinubu to complete second term, Ohaneze tells Peter Obi. The rider: LP factions clash over Supreme Court ruling, loyalty to Obi. Abure remains national chairman, says Dati. Here we go.
You see, Ohaneze probably saw what some other politicians didn't see, and that explains why they had to come up with that position. That is not to say that Peter Obi should give up. They're just expressing their opinion. And I will always say that 24 hours is too long a day in politics. What is happening now?
Is that even a healthy opinion? Is that even a healthy opinion? Doesn't that speak to the fact that he may not get support from the Ohaneze, from the group that the Ohaneze can galvanize?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Adebanjo of blessed memory, his faction of Afenifere was totally in support of Peter Obi. So, in fact, for the first time, I'm seeing a departure from whatever it is our own.
Okay.
Now, I'm sure that probably they took a cue from what Afenifere did in the last election.
The Ohaneze.
Ohaneze, yes. And this is just a message to people that feel that divided we stand. Now, we are now realizing that divided we fall. Technically, what ADC...
I don't understand that statement. Divided we stand, divided we fall.
I said people believe that even in division, we can still stand.
Okay.
But now, we are seeing it that it is only when we are united,
of course,
that we can be strong.
That's the actual
saying. That's the normal thing to do. But some other people believe that until we fragment this country, Southwest will gain from that singular statement. It's no longer, it is because our own. The the Yoruba man, if you do anything wrong, the Yoruba man will go against you.
But did the Southeast, the Ohanese now, not the Southeast, did the Ohanese galvanize support for Peter Obi in 2023? Some will disagree that they did not expressly galvanize support for Peter Obi in 2023.
Well, they didn't go against him in 2023. But the way it is now is that they are only offering their advice. It is not compulsory that Peter Obi should listen to them.
Of course.
And I'm sure that a lot of people will go against them for saying that. But what that tells me is that we are getting to a point that we can see through issues based on reality on ground rather than being emotional about issues that will not lead us anywhere.
All right, let's bring Ayala into the conversation. Frank Ayala, who joins us virtually. Frank, good morning to you. Welcome to the conversation. We're taking the headline. We're taking the headline from the Guardian newspaper. This is what the headline says. It says, allow Tinubu to complete second term, Ohanese tells Peter Obi. And the riders to that one, LP factions clash over Supreme Court ruling, loyalty to Obi. Abure remains national chairman, says Dati. What's your take?
Now, honestly, with due respect to our Enezi, our father that has spoken, but I think at this conjunction they need to talk less. Reason being that the Constitution of Nigeria specify 4 year tenure, 4 years tenure. Except Ohanese is saying there's no need for election. Except it's also saying that we should just select Tinubu and let him continue. The Constitution specifies 4 years tenure. If that is true, then this current administration need to present themselves for the election by telling them what they've done within the first 4 years and what they will do better with the next 4 years. Else, we will not be longer be talking of democracy. Then, for Abure, I think then again, let me get back to this Peter Obi. Peter Obi need to tread cautiously because the people that are parading themselves to be supporting Peter Obi today might actually be doing that on their own personal interests. How? There's a faction in Labour Party as we speak. We have the Abure faction, we have the other guy faction.
Nanadi, yeah.
Nanadi. So
Nanadi
Peter Obi ought not to be seen with any of the faction. Rather, he ought to play another statement to reconcile the party and put them on a pedestal for a common goal. X, if he does not, along the line, it will also come back to hurt him. Because democracy is a game of number. For that, I think he also need to be careful not to expose Peter Obi to political failure. But if your deputy, somebody who wants to fly on his own ticket, is not be on the other side with you, there's already an issue. That's what we see in Delta State where Okowa was not Okowa saying that he regret being a vice president after spending about 1.3 trillion as alleged to pursue that dream that never come true. So for me, Ohanese need to talk less at this conjunction. You should allow the Nigerian constitution to play his course, stay on his course, and do the Nigerian people decide who lead them in the next 4 years. If these are current Nigerians want to present themselves for the election, they should at first tell Nigerians the first mandate you give us will do ABCD. If Nigeria is comfortable with whatever they've done, then that's okay. Let's re-elect them. So it's not by Ohanese saying that they should allow Tinubu to complete because the constitution never specify 2 tenure. Never specify. It should point to it.
It's not in the constitution. It's not in the constitution. 4 year 2 terms. It's not in the constitution. It's one term, 4 years, one term.
4 years.
But we have political parties. Political parties within them have said, look, let's do a handshake. You can go 2 terms, and then it goes to this region, and then it goes to that region as well. So going by what the political parties have agreed upon, is that not something to stand on?
any agreement that is not in line with the concern is not avoid.
Okay. All right.
Any agreement that is not in line with the concern is not avoid. So unless they should allow Nigerian people to decide who if they are comfortable with Tinubu, then it continue. It will be a law that was re-elected, not to tell people by force. That's what I'm saying. Trying to stop people to allow Tinubu to continue without election.
All right. Thank you very much. But you see, what I see here, I see a situation where if Kerry is not taken, we'll have a repeat of what happened in 2023, where the race will be between Tinubu, who will then be incumbent, and then Atiku and Obi.
That's what I'm saying, and they divide the votes.
And the votes will be divided again
exactly
in favor of the APC.
Didn't I say that?
That's basically what I see play out if Kerry is not taken.
I think I have to establish a church now.
All right, then. Well, let's look at some more headlines still from the Guardian newspaper. Would you like to react to the Amaechi's rally? Amaechi's rally in Port Harcourt, where he talked about vote buying, how he intends to put a stop to that, how ADC will put a stop to that, and the cheers that he got from that rally in Port Harcourt when he went on that homecoming. It was homecoming for him.
Homecoming that was prearranged. It's within his right to organize rally for himself, to mobilize people to come and cheer him. Has Amaechi not been a beneficiary of vote buying in the past? When Odili, Amaechi were contesting up to even Wike, up until first time of Wike, it is usually the number of voters, registered voters, is almost the number of people that will vote, and the result will reflect that. Until INEC came and smashed that we now have 2 million registered voters. At the end of the day, votes that will count will be less than 1 million. So, you see, when you say vote buying, it's not at the point of voting that vote buying starts. It starts at the point where you aggregate votes, stuff ballots, pay people to do this job for you, and you come up with the result, which is not authentic. Have you not bought vote at that point? Because the ballot paper inside that box was actually thumb-printed by few people that are paid heavily to do the job. And that was how ballot box snatching started. So what we are saying is these people have been beneficiaries of this in the past, and they're just coming to tell us what we already know. Amaechi came to Rivers just to show that he's not totally dead politically. But the point is, I can tell you, Amaechi is not a strong force in Rivers politics anymore.
Okay.
He's not at the federal level. He's still finding his compass at the federal level. He's neither in PDP or APC. ADC is on quicksand. And now you have somebody as tough as Wike bestriding that state like a colossus. So for me, it's just a showmanship.
Okay, showmanship and some sort of campaign. It was yesterday.
For APC?
For ADC. For ADC, yes. It was some sort of campaign.
Let's see how it pans out.
Okay.
And don't forget, the number of people in rallies
does not reflect the number of votes.
The number of votes. Because the same people you see in ADC rally yesterday is the same people if APC comes tomorrow. It's the same people if LP comes tomorrow.
All right. Okay, Frank, let me take your thoughts on this. Do you share the same view that Amechi is, an old politician. Let me put it that way. I don't want to say whose career is dead. But let's quote him. Let's take his quote before you react. His quote from that rally. There's if you are not hungry, I am hungry. It has been difficult surviving in Nigeria, yet the president doesn't care. Only God knows how.
Amici?
Yes, that's Amici speaking.
Amici saying that?
Yes, that's Amici speaking. He says, only God knows how.
Amici that has his jet parked at the airport in Port Harcourt.
Well, he understands why.
I don't understand
how he's been
what
suffering.
he meant by hunger.
Well, he says, only God knows how you are surviving. ADC is here to bring a solution. All right, Sir Frank, please. Go ahead.
Okay, now, sometimes when I get some certain quote from these people, I begin to imagine maybe they think Nigeria does not think. Let's go a little bit memory lane. In 2014, precisely in December 14, in Onikon Stadium, please go and play Amechi's speech. You see, there is, either you believe or they don't believe, there is a law called karma. In every point in every human life, there is a karma that will come to play. All those you have done will play back. So, now, in 2014, when the APC wanted to get power at all costs, they went back to Katsina to go and get Buhari. Don't forget the fact that Yar'Adua just left us. May so rest in peace. After 3 years. They didn't consider the ethnic, they didn't consider the geographical zone. They went back to the same Katsina to pick Buhari, believing that democracy is a game of number. So the same people from the north selected some few Southerner. Unfortunately, our current president was one of those people they selected. Amechi we are among. Aregbesola we are one of those people that were selected to work against our then brother Jonathan DJ, who I believe strongly, looking at the indices and the matrix, was putting the economy on a pedestal that all Nigeria would be better off. Then they succeeded to take out Jonathan. That's democracy, a game of number. Now, Amechi is forgetting the fact that Nigerians know that everything has always done represents his personal interest. That's one. Then again, what are the numbers? If you take the entire statistics of what we are welcoming Amechi, I don't want to put a figure to it. I don't see out to 2,000 people. Don't forget the fact that Rivers has more than 1 million votes. So there was nothing like homecoming for Amechi. There's nothing like homecoming.
Okay.
The only advice that we advise our current president is to be careful of people like Amechi, people like Aregbesola, because people that sit down to do what they did in 2015, there were 7. The president, our current president as it stands today, the Amechi of this world, the Aregbesola of this world, the Kwakwaso of this world, the Saraki of this world, the Baraje of this world, the Shetima of this world, and the Rufai of Kaduna. Now, if you look at those people now, it's only 2 that are on one side. 5 is on one side. That is where the president needs to be very careful. And the only way I should fall back to Nigeria defending him by doing what Nigeria want. What the Nigeria want.
When you say the president should be careful, are you insinuating that they have the power actually to unseat him? Because
I would say they have the power. I want to believe they have the experience of rigging. I don't want to use the word power because power is not supposed to be used on the negative side. It's supposed to be on the positive side. So that's why I'm using the word. They need to be careful. If you listen to Amechi yesterday, he said the right result. He said they wrote the result. I want us to take that word.
Yes.
You know when they wrote the result, they said they have won an election. That's what they did in 2015. He knows. So my advice to our current president, he should fall back to Nigeria for defense. How? He should do what Nigeria want. What the Nigeria want? We need quality education that is affordable. Quality healthcare that is affordable. We need secure environment for people to thrive and do their business. Our food inflation need to well managed to bring it down so that people can eat. Amechi might not be hungry. We might be seeing Amechi comment as political, but Nigerians are actually hungry. Nigerians are hungry. The president, he told us very clearly that if you cannot fix power, we shouldn't vote for him. You should go and fix power. So corruption is inefficiency, the twin brother of corruption. Anywhere things are not working, watch the corruption lines there. So the president need to deal with corruption because with all indication, we are seeing this current administration being sink in the corruption heavily. So Nigeria might be asking questions in the next elections, and those questions might not be in his favor. So that's why I'm saying the president needs to be very careful to watch the line, so that when Nigeria begin to ask questions, we should have an answer to those questions. So that's my submission on this.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Let's go to the Punch newspaper, where there are also interesting headlines on the cover page of the Punch, and I'd like our reaction to these headlines. 2027 presidency, PDP sees Southern candidate as game changer. APC expands National Assembly control with 7 new PDP defectors. Reps approve $347 million loan for Lagos Calabar Highway. Others. And then Tinubu, APC governors in high stakes meeting before NEC. Tariff battle escalates. Discos reject review talks with states. 36 state energy commissioners to meet FG as tariff showdown worsens. We know where this one started from. Well, also, down there we have Edochie governor. Ministers raise the alarm over fake news threats. Ogun residents protest after fatal crash kills 4 pupils. Defection drama, APC PDP exchange babs over Delegate's U-turn. Now let's zero in on the banner headline. I would like to start with you, Frank Ayala. Let's zero in on the banner headline. Tariff battle escalates. Discos reject review talks with states. 36 state and energy commissioners to meet FG as tariff showdown worsens. Now, if you recall, all of this started when the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company did a downward review of Band A customers from 209 naira per kilowatt hour to 160 naira. Yes, I think 160 naira per kilowatt hour. And some other states have said, okay, if you can reduce it, then we can also speak to the discos within our states and find a way to reduce the tariff as well and make it something that Nigerians can afford. But the discos are rejecting this review talks. What are your thoughts? I do understand that you're familiar with the story, so go right ahead.
We have the GENCO, we have the transmissions. The transmission is part of your national security asset that is being controlled by the government. So whatever the GENCO generates need to be transmitted through the transmission to the disco. The disco, for me, spend most of all these maintenance costs. The operational expense is high. So the disco will be paying, the disco will pay through to the DENCO what the TCN transmits to them. Now, let's look at the cost of energy. They should tell us in a clear